Hey friends, this is Tay again with another reaction video. And today we're going to be doing a reaction on Brittany Renner calls out Pearl Davis for her white privilege and Pearl walks out. Now this is the BYG network. I came across it because this is this guy called Beast Mode and he was going to do a reaction to it. So I stopped it immediately because I wanted to do one. So this is very interesting because Pearl Davis is a controversial figure. She says what she wants. She got demonetized because of it, and now it's like I guess she's just doing whatever she can to make money. Because getting in bed with Brittany Renner is pretty risky in my opinion. Okay, because I've seen Brittany Renner. She goes out. She also a controversial person, and I've seen her argue with people, fight with people. One time I was watching this thing she was on, and I think she might have been, I don't know, high maybe, or maybe drinking. I don't know what the situation was, man, but she was acting erratic and she was arguing with some dude off camera, and I think this dude was gonna fight her, man, because he was really pushing back. So it's some crazy stuff that happened. Now Brittany Renner has been on the show with Pearl Davis show. Okay, so I feel like she felt like she needed to show some type of respect because that was Pearl Davis show. But this is something different. I'm not exactly sure if Pearl is a guest on this or they just collaborating together. But either way, this is completely risky. If nothing else is interesting, okay? So I'm really excited to do it. I'm going to stop now to give my commentary as usual because I can get copyrighted for this. So I'm going to stop whenever it gets interesting or I have a thought. So it's just gonna happen. Y'all know the deal. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this reaction. But before we do, please like, subscribe, and share this video, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you know whenever we come out with new videos. Okay. All right, let's get with it.
Called panel pull outs. Pull out. I see what we did there. So each host will pull something from the internet or socials that they would like to address with that specific host. Sounds a little messy. We're gonna start with Pearl.
Sounds so messy.
We're gonna start with Pearl.
I'm first?
Yes. I mean, at first, yeah.
Okay, so I saw something that you retweeted, Brittany. And it was something.
All right, it's interesting. She's going for the for the rompers. It probably would better if she just went with somebody that they didn't know or whatever, but she decided to go straight to Brittany Renner. I mean, look. I don't know if this is a real show or if it's just something that's kind of made up when they trying to find controversy in it so they can get more fans and people on this thing. But it's gonna be interesting regardless. So let's see what happens.
Something about it was something about female intuition.
Okay.
And I just don't think female intuition exists. I think female intuition is terrible.
I think it's terrible in what way?
We make terrible choices as women.
Let me stop you right there. Now she's not on the on one of those talk shows she normally on, like what's his name? Pierce Morgan or something like that. Things can get pretty heated on that show, but not like when you got just women on a show. It can get pretty crazy. It can really get pretty crazy, okay? So either way, it's gonna be interesting.
So people will always say, "Oh, my female intuition. I knew because of my female intuition." And yeah, I don't think it's really a thing.
Well, intuition, just simply put, is heightened awareness. And so it stems from when women were at home with children and had to be tuned into what was going on. So intuition doesn't just stop at children, it's across the board. So if you aren't tuned into your intuition, that's a you thing.
No. I just look at the choices we make, you know.
We are you.
We as women. I mean,
What kind of choices do you make?
Okay, what kind of choices do you make, Brittany?
Already, man, it's getting personal. Already. See, this is the thing. You need a male moderator, in my opinion. Okay, I just want to put that out there. I got to keep saying my opinion, right? Because a male will kind of try to keep the show running smoothly, despite things getting heated. Because men don't want to attack personally. They don't want to attack men because it can start a fight and get crazy. Because I don't know if you ever watched the Adam 22 show. I've seen it when things can get really crazy when guys don't hold back. So most men try not to let it get too nutty. And also when they're working with women, they try not to, they use their words carefully when they're around women, okay? It don't always work, but a lot of time it does. Because the goal is to make sure the show runs smoothly. Now, notice about women. Usually women will have somebody that they always agree with on a show so they can just go ahead and do the show without any problems because they completely agreeing all the time. So that's not a problem. But when you got controversial people on this show, when they definitely disagree, it's going to be some issues. And when there's nobody to moderate this thing, it can just go off the rails. Just go off the rails completely, all right? But in the end, this train wreck is going to be very interesting regardless. All right? So let's continue.
But you're the one who's, we're talking, you're saying that females don't make good choices,
well,
so
look at, we own the majority. I have no debt, right? But women in general.
That's because you're from a rich family, girl. Congratulations, girl. You're from a rich family, so what are you talking about? You have no debt, girl.
Women in general have a
Congratulations. Like, you don't get a fish don't get applauded for swimming.
I'm lucky. That's why I said I'm lucky.
Okay, so for you, so why lead with that? So why lead with that? So why lead with that?
For an example, and I'm.
All right, see, this is the problem with this, right? You're not at home. You're not having a personal discussion. You're trying to run a podcast or network or whatever, and you want it to come off, and you want guests on your show, and the guests want to know if they got an imposing argument that they're able to speak and talk, and things won't get too personal. Yes, things get heated during a debate. It just happens, but you should be able to let the other person talk, especially if you are hosting the show. Okay, so there should be some kind of conversation. I mean, it should be some ground rules they should have discussed before they decided to do this show. Like I said, you don't know if this is real or fake or whatever. I'm just going by the fact if this is real. You need ground rules and you need a moderator. If they don't learn it after this show, I don't know what to tell them. But you need a moderator, especially women. I'm sorry, and I know that sounds chauvinistic. I understand that, man. But if, like I say, if the whole panel, like, for example, if you go to The View, right, all them jokers agree. Now, once in a while, it does get heated, okay? And they got little microphones in their ear. When things get too bad, their bosses tell them they need to chill out. And they usually are men, okay? Usually, like, y'all need to chill. So they have to calm down or go to commercial or whatever, right? But not with this. When things get heated on things like this, when no moderator or nobody in their ear telling them you're going off the rails, y'all need to calm down, or to be able to go to a commercial or something like that, it continues without stopping to the point where things can blow up. I mean, look at the title, man. Pearl walks out. Obviously, it got really heated, all right? Because I've never seen Pearl ever walk out on anything. People insult her, all kind of stuff, but I never seen her walk out, okay? So this is something new for me, all right? Maybe she might have walked out on another show. I don't know, but I've never seen her do it. So this could be very interesting, man.
Going to give it to you. Do you want me to start?
Girl, okay. Let me tell you what
let's talk about
what we're not gonna do, because you have a history of doing this. Because I'm familiar with you. Okay. Girl, what you like to do is you like to say these really stupid fucking comments, right? And then so what you do, then you like sit.
There go with the insults. I mean, like I say, when a woman usually losing or they don't like what you got to say, they start throwing insults at you. Call you what you saying is stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. I mean, look, I get it. This started off from the jump. It didn't get warmed up to the point when they start insulting each other. It just started out from the jump. So it's already going to be some tension right there, just for the mere fact she's saying what she's saying is stupid and insulting her. And that's exactly what she's doing. She's insulting her. She don't want to hear it. And they just started to show off, man. I mean, maybe this might be a clip. I might be wrong. Maybe they were able to run most of the show until they got to this part. But this is not how you run a freaking show. I mean, like I said, I never had a podcast. I never ran an actual show myself. But I've seen enough shows to know that you got to have some decorum. You got to, because there's people watching and they need to get into what y'all talking about. They want information. That's the point of them watching your show. But if you're just going at it because you don't like what the other person is saying and start insulting them, that's just not going to work. And people are going to tune out. Now, am I going to regularly watch this show? Probably not. It got to be some crazy stuff that I want to do a reaction to it. Other than that, I'm not going to watch this because I can't gain any information if the hosts are going back and forth like this, especially with personal attacks. And Brittany already starting it. Already. Okay, but let's go ahead and continue.
Back, and then you're like, you think you're so smart, you have this fucking smug ass look on your face, and then you're waiting for someone to give you that like emotional, like passionate response. So then you can sit there and be super dismissive and really kind of just gaslight. And I don't know, as a female.
Gaslight?
Like, no. Yeah, do you know what that word means?
You guys use it for everything.
You guys.
Go ahead.
Okay, you know what's funny about using you guys is
Okay.
seriously, it kind of feels like the only thing that is actually feminine about you is that you have a vagina.
Okay.
Then the second is up. Also, now she's talking about being manly. Now, in the past, many people have gave this title to Brittany Renner because she's very aggressive, masculine acting. Okay, this is what a lot of people say. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of agreeing with that. She's very aggressive, very aggressive. Okay, but women that are out there like that, they can be very aggressive. You know. I mean, that's the saying, and that's the red pill argument. When women sleep with a lot of men, and when they live a certain type of lifestyle, or even being boss babes, they can be very masculine and aggressive. And these are traits men are not attracted to. Is she a beautiful woman? Yes, she is. But she has a serious masculine issue with her, man, in my opinion. Now, I remember when I first watched Brittany Renner, when I first came across her, she was just doing some kind of YouTube channel or something like that. And she was beautiful and she seemed pretty nice, you know? But then more and more stuff started coming out and she started getting more and more aggressive and it just started getting really crazy and stuff like that. And then you start to really see the masculine behavior she was showing people, and now she don't care. She just don't freaking care. But it's ironic that she's actually calling Pearl masculine when Pearl really haven't done anything masculine. You know what I mean? I mean, she's not trying to be a serious boss babe. At least she don't act like that on screen. She ain't sleeping with a ton of people, at least not of my knowledge, or bragging about it. But this is the attack she want to do. Now I'm wondering if Pearl gonna be like, "Are you serious? Are you serious? The woman that's always out there, I'm talking about how to sleep with freaking basketball players and all this other stuff." Really interesting stuff, man. Like I said, again, I'm not trying to insult these women. I'm not trying to do it, man. I'm trying to pick apart these arguments and the fact of how they run in this freaking show, man. It's like I say, man, it's great for reactions. It's not great for, for people to watch something like this. And like I said, if they trying to get people on this show, it's going to be very, very difficult. Especially a man. He going to be scared to come on this show because he think one of them going to go after him because he said the wrong thing. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. But let's continue, man, because it's just heating up right now.
Because I feel like, there's like a man on the panel.
Okay, and what's feminine about you, Brittany?
Everything is feminine about me.
And here we go. We even off the subject. What is she talking about? Women intuition. All of a sudden now is a shadow match. And look at her face. She ready to pop off. And I don't believe that she's not ready to fight because she will. What's her name? Pearl Davis. I don't think Pearl Davis have that in her to try to scrap. Now I can say she's gonna lose because Pearl Davis look like she's very powerful and she plays sports, so she might win. But she don't got that aggressive nature like Brittany Renner do, man. I mean, I literally seen women fight. I used to do security and I had to break women up, and they were very aggressive to the point they were pulling their hair out by the roots, biting each other, trying to pull their eyes out. Women are aggressive as hell when they fight, and I hated breaking that up because then they'll scratch you too. So it gets very, very crazy. So you can see the crazy eyes already. It's like, you want to fight? You want to fight? Yeah, man. This is the part where I would say, Pearl, if I was there real time and I was with Pearl, I'd be like, Pearl, just chill out right now, okay? Just chill out. Let's move on to another subject. That's why they need somebody to moderate this stuff, right? Mostly a man. Because like I say, these women aren't even trying to stop this. They're not even trying. Okay? All right, but let's continue.
Oh, come on. I'm not trying to go personal here. So I don't know why you're trying to make this personal.
No, you made it personal when you led with, hey, I don't have any debt.
I don't know.
As if that's a flex because your parents have money.
You asked
What have you actually earned for yourself?
Brittany, you asked me. I'm saying in general, women own the majority of debt. We don't make great choices.
Girl.
If we look at who we pick, Let's look at romantic decisions. Women don't make very good romantic decisions
I
in
think
general.
there's a point that needs to be made, though, and that's the fact that what I heard Brittany say earlier was she's talking about people who have there's a deep heightened intuition, and I think where the conversation is splitting is the fact that you're actually talking about people who don't have that, who have it turned off, who are disconnected
Like her.
from their intuition, who don't make poor decisions. We make poor decisions.
All right, man. She already. There's no turning this down now. She already got the daggers for Pearl at the moment. She probably had it beforehand. That's why she probably went to Pearl first. I'd be like, and I heard women use intuition, right? They do use intuition when they pick men and all kind of other decisions. Like they use tarot cards and, they're all asking about people's signs and stuff. I mean, they always use these mystical, crazy things to make decisions in their life. Usually liberal women that does it, but a lot of times these women do this kind of stuff. And this is what Pearl talking about. She trying to make it seem like it's just some kind of spider sense, to protect your kid and to see if the monkeys are swinging from the trees while you're in the jungle. So you can hear the wind blow and hear the rhinos at a distance type stuff to make it seem like it's some kind of magic or something. But it's not. Women use nonsense to make decisions in a lot of cases. Not all women. I just want to stress that out. But she knows what Pearl talking about. It's almost as if, and I might be wrong on this, but it's almost as if she was just waiting for Pearl to say something to piss her off. Because she just can't even keep her mouth shut, even though Pearl not even talking, okay? And I think she's just trying to, calm things down. But like I say, they need a male moderator because I don't think this is going to work, man.
It's like when we actually go down to the root of why it is that we make these poor decisions, there's layers and layers and layers and layers to it. And more of it is going to come from just like the science and backing that you kind of put into collective bundles that ultimately just come from who? The white man that you were raised by. So.
Okay. All right. Okay, I honestly thought that she was trying to calm this down, but now she turned it to she just moved it from one thing to the next thing. Now she making this racial now. Racial, okay? That's why they need a man, okay? Because men can be in the middle and just look at things, okay? They don't normally get emotional. Do men have emotions? Can things get heightened with men? Yes, it can possibly happen. But men always look for solutions to try to calm things down, to try to be reasonable. Women, on the other hand, when they get emotional, it's almost like an excitement to get mad. You know what I mean? It almost like turns them on to get furious about things. And then they just feed off of it. And it's hard to calm them down when they get to a certain point. Now, you calm them down by saying, okay, you're right, but Pearl ain't gonna do that. Or you can just say, look, you know what, you got your opinions, I got mine, I'll just move on. They might still not like you, but at least the argument is done, right? But this is a show where they talk about stuff, man. So this is not gonna happen. Like I say, normally at this point, they probably would go to a commercial, right? Or somebody be in their ear telling them, y'all going off topic. Y'all need to get back on topic. But it's not going to happen, man. I don't know how they set this up because I was thinking if Pearl have anything to do with this, she understands how to set things up. And she might even got this together. Who knows, right? But she need to set this up in a way where if things get off topic or heated, they need to find some kind of valve or something to calm things down so they can just continue with the show. But it don't look like things are in place, man.
Okay.
When it comes, so when
That's
it
the
comes
reason that she doesn't have any debt.
I'm just saying, so there's a certain
you
level of
asked
understanding that's
for-
not there.
you asked
There's
for
certain
an
That's not
example.
you making a decision.
But,
That's
okay,
you being
okay,
born
okay,
into white
okay,
privilege, and we
okay.
need you to acknowledge that. So
Okay,
that's
what
not
are
a
you-
decision that you made. That
This
is the
is
way
so-
you came into this. And honestly,
Right, it was given.
girl, you're a family of like 9 or 10. Like all that's how your dad set you up. So there are things that you genuinely did not have to experience.
Right.
You don't fucking know. You get
Well, see, that's part of the argument. And she grew up with two parents. Her father taught her how to handle her money. And that's the reason why she's not in debt. Not just because her father got money. Her father taught her how to handle her own money. And she's talking about women in debt. That's not a color thing. That's people getting debt. Men getting debt. White people getting debt. Everybody getting debt. But right now they're talking about women right now and this intuition situation, right? But they trying to make it seem like having a father was a bad thing. So she because she had a father, she can't say anything about people that either didn't have a father or people that's in debt. Like, you can't have this conversation, which is insane. And this girl just backed her up. So that's going to motivate Brittany Renner even more to push back. It's just crazy, man.
To sit there again, smug as fuck. So you don't even have to make any decisions. You're the same person. You are the same person that the last time I saw you accidentally. No, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking, and you get to go. You're the same person who accidentally spent $50,000 and your dad was able to pay it off on your credit card. Yes, you did when you spent.
I didn't actually.
You're the one who said an accident. I spent over my limit. That's what you said. That's what you said. So again.
One thing I like about Pearl is she, now I don't care how you feel about her, okay, but she tried to keep things calm because she don't want that kind of confrontation. Even though she say things that can kind of rattle people and get people pissed off, but she tries to handle it in a way where she ain't yelling or screaming or getting extremely emotional about the whole thing, right? Even though I know that's in her and she probably want to do it because she's a woman. I mean, I think all women have the capability of getting very emotional, but she tries to tame it, and I think that probably comes from her father because usually this don't come from the mother. And a lot of these women, I guess they trying to explain to her, well, not all women had the privilege of having a father. I still don't understand the race thing, but having a father, he taught you and he helped you out and all that kind of stuff, which is not a problem. You know, you would like most women to have this, okay, to be able to have a father in their lives to teach them not to get in debt or whatever the situation is. Everybody struggles with this stuff, but like I say, this is a show that they supposed to talk about. The girl, Brittany asked her, she gave an answer. They didn't like it. All of a sudden, it turned into this crazy brouhaha. But let's go ahead and continue.
And unreal. That's what you said. That's what you said. The last time that I saw you. Yeah. So again, we're going back to your girl. What the shit that comes? That's what I'm saying. The shit that comes out of your mouth. You literally just say whatever.
What are you? Why are you getting so mad over?
Because honestly, you're fucking delusional.
Brittany.
No, don't Brittany. Go ahead.
I mean, Brittany. I think there's one thing that we have to say. If you're gonna yell at me, I'm not gonna do the show. Like you don't have to. You don't have to scream at me. That's so disrespectful. You know, I'm not here to get like that's like you don't have to be rude. I don't.
All right, that was very interesting. Very interesting. I'm telling you, man. Anything women put together, in my opinion, you got a great chance of failing when they trying to do something together. Not all women. There are women that literally can start something and finish it. They can start a business and make it very successful. There's a lot of women out there that can do it, man. But you know, when you highly emotional and very controversial, it's a very difficult thing for you to have something to succeed by. Especially when you have tons and tons of failure and people know about your failures. These women tend to get very emotional, like Brittany Renner, for example. Look, let's just say Pearl is wrong what she's saying or whatever the situation is, right? But at least Pearl understand how business is. She understand how to run a network because she has one. She understand you still got to the show have to continuously run smoothly, basically. She understands this business. Why are you making it personal for her? Why are you getting upset? Look, I don't know if they all in it together, and maybe after this Pearl like, I ain't doing this with y'all no more. And these girls, if nothing else, the girls beside Brittany Renner should take this into account about how emotional this woman get, man. Cause it's like, look, I never understood. Look, I understand because Brittany Renner is not only controversial, a lot of people know who she is. So I do understand why they would have her on the show, but I would have her on the show as a guest, a reoccurring guest, not somebody that's permanently on this, because she can't keep her emotions in check. She can't do it. It's impossible. And you can't have people coming on this show if they're gonna have guests and say something she don't like, and then she gonna start flipping out, especially if it's white people. Obviously they got issues with white folks. Obviously you shouldn't even have an opinion, so why even have Pearl on the show? Now, if after this, if any white people want to come on this thing, this probably change their mind. It's like, dog, man, really? And so what next? Asians? I'm like, the only people that can come on these shows that they feel like that they they can speak out about these situations are black women or black people in general or anybody close to being black. Okay. Other than that, any other race, white, Asian, whoever, anybody that even look close to light skin or whatever, they feel like they shouldn't have an opinion about nothing. And this is becoming a big deal because Kendrick Lamar pretty much said, like, he did a music video talking about Not Like Us, and it was a diss against Drake. And I mentioned this in another video, that because he have a white mother, I think his mother's white, because he's mixed, he's not like us, and also because he comes from Canada, so that's an issue now. Now he can't even identify with us black folks just because of that reason, man. It's crazy stuff, man. The divide is real, man. It's real. And it's not just white people like Pearl that's catching it. Guess what? Some light-skinned woman come on this show and give a different opinion. Even though Brittany Renner is light-skinned, some people might say she shouldn't have an opinion about stuff because she's light-skinned. Or, you know, I don't know if her parents is half white or anything like that. I never looked into her like that. But, I mean, people can have opinions about that. I heard it when I grew up, when I was young. Certain darker people had issues with light-skinned people. Happened a lot in New York, matter of fact. I heard rumors about stuff like that. When you start bringing race into stuff, man, that can spin in any kind of way against anybody. You shouldn't do that. The girl knew that Brittany and Pearl was going at it, and she should have said something to calm things down. At least I can say that about Whoopi Goldberg when she's on The View, and when they started to get into something heated, she kind of moderates it. She's like, okay, everybody calm down. Let's go to a commercial. Let's take a breather. Something like that, right? And this is what that girl with the glasses should have done, but she didn't. She made it worse. It's like, this is the show? Is this what this is all about? Now all they're gonna do is just have a bunch of people just agreeing with them on the show, and those are the people they're gonna show respect to. People that completely agree with them, and the show gonna be boring. They needed somebody like Pearl on it. Whether they like her or not, they needed somebody like Pearl on it, because not only she's controversial, most people know what she said. She's been on all kind of shows and talk shows, podcasts, all kind of stuff. You needed a face like Pearl. That's business. Your feelings are irrelevant if you're trying to make money, but they screwed it up. I'd be really surprised if Pearl ever come back. She might, but I'd be very surprised. And when she walked off, they probably didn't expect her to walk off, and they probably think, oh crap. Now you got to beg her to come back, because like I say, are you really going to get anybody as famous as Pearl on your show at this point? Really? And I tried to find this video on Pearl's site, and I didn't see it. So Pearl might not even promote it, because you're probably thinking this is crazy. It's crazy to attack somebody like that, man, when you're trying to start a show. I don't know how long this thing been out. I never heard of it. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And I would have walked off a long time ago. I'm like, nah, you putting up with this. You telling me to shut the F up and everything else. I'm gone, man. They need to apologize to her in public and say, you know, even though I disagree with you, I shouldn't have got that heated. I'm sorry. Please come back. And they need to start talking about, you know, we need a moderator, somebody or something to kind of chill these things out. Because nobody, look, and also going to hurt during trying to find somebody to promote or whatever, to make money that way. Because when you run a show like this, nobody gonna want to back this. Now to get, look, everybody wanted a little bit of controversy, and that's what Pearl wanted too. But she didn't want no all-out brawl, and she knew if she would have stayed and continued with that conversation, who knows what Brittany Renner would have done. And I'm not defending Pearl. I'm not saying she ain't right or she didn't provoke it. I ain't saying none of that stuff. But she's not getting so heated and crazy about it. Not like Brittany Renner. Brittany Renner look like she gonna throw hands after a little bout. A little bit more, things really got bad. And she probably thinking, you know what, I don't need to put up with this. Like I said, I've never seen Pearl walk off. I've seen people insult Pearl, go at her or whatever, but I never seen her walk off. She probably thinking this ain't worth it. Because like I say, Brittany, man, when she get heated like this, from what I've seen, ain't no stopping that. Like I say, I think they made a big mistake when they did this. They should have just calmed it down. Or the girl, I don't know which one of them And the other girl tried to cut in. I think she was thinking, okay, we need to kind of slow this down. But, but she won't able to because Brittany was on the roll. She was on the roll, and she probably just waiting for a Pearl to say something out of the way. That way, she would have had an excuse to do whatever. Okay, who knows, right? But like I said, this is probably gonna end up becoming one of those things where just like them other podcasts when they sit around and just totally agree with each other, which is boring. That's the reason why Pearl got popular, because she didn't agree with these people. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I understand Pearl need that income. She wants to start something where, because she's demonetized. I'm surprised she didn't say anything about that, but she demonetized. So sometimes you got to, deal with people you probably don't want to deal with. But there's certain people you shouldn't deal with. You shouldn't. Okay? Like I say, I'm not trying to insult these women. None of them. But I'm just saying, man, some people just don't get along, and some people you just can't work with. This ain't it. If Pearl decide to come back, man, it got to be with either some conditions. But in my opinion, I wouldn't even come back. But if she do, it got to be with some serious conditions. And they need a moderator. They need somebody to tell them they need to calm down, stay on subject. But it don't look like. I thought the girl with the glasses was gonna do it, but she just made it worse. All of a sudden now you're attacking her whiteness. It's crazy stuff, man. But it's great for reactions, though. I ain't gonna lie. It was great. I enjoyed it. Am I gonna watch more of this? Like I say, it got to be some crazy stuff for me to do another reaction. But just to watch the show so they can just be in some echo chamber, just repeating the same thing over and over and over again. I'm not interested in watching that. I like people debating, but respectfully. I don't even mind it getting heated, but this is too much. Just too much. Okay? All right. I really appreciate all of you coming by. Thanks again. This is T and peace.